Hello, I'm here today with Bruce Courtney from Houston, Texas, the mastermind behind the Stave Church. Stave Church is an interesting name. We will go into this deeper later, but first, Bruce and me have a connection because we both love craft beers. For this occasion today, I've opened a very special bottle, a raspberry sour beer.
Nice. That's very nice. I love sours. I also love IPAs too. Those are my two main styles that I like. I'm not partaking right now, but perhaps later. What's interesting to me is that there are, speaking of like in college, there was like hardly any craft breweries in the U.S. and now they're popping up almost daily. Even in the same city, it's crazy. It's a big competition.
Yeah, I think it came because of the hipster culture. They like it very much.
It's hard to drink, like non-craft or like mainstream beers because it basically tastes like water.
Okay, Texas is a quite warm country. I also realized this in Europe when you think the dark culture is very developed in the southern countries like Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece. So why the darkness in such hot countries?
Basically, I think it was just the influence or just my musical influences that kind of led me that way. I think I've always just liked that, just the way that it makes you feel, and it just really connected with me. And I wouldn't say I'm an unhappy person, but it kind of fits my personality a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Melancholic?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the people that listen to this kind of music are in one or the other way melancholic.
Right. Yeah, it's very moving. There's the mainstream stuff that I hear does not move me at all. It just, it's just don't like it.
Yeah, it's blunt. I think that's the main problem. My main issue with mainstream music. Were you ever living somewhere else all your life in Texas?
Well, I was born in Louisiana, but was only there for a short time. But went back a lot to see family growing up. But
it's also quite warm there, no?
It is, yeah. It's a lot different as far as the landscape. Where I was, there were a lot of bayous and kind of like swamp type atmospheres, which was really nice. Yeah. A lot of moss on the trees.
It sounds like this area.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. You could say that for sure. And Texas is landscape-wise is not dark at all.
Okay, let's go back to your project, the Stave Church. So, could you now please explain how you got this name?
My dad lived overseas, and he was in oil, and he lived in Norway for one of those stints, and I went over there to see him. In fact, this was the only place I visited him overseas, and so on a kind of a sightseeing. So this was in '82, and so we went on this kind of a sightseeing afternoon, and we went to the Fantoft Stave Church. I thought it was the most beautiful, man-made structure I've ever seen. It's completely made out of wood. They're black, which appealed to me too.
Do you have any Stave churches in the U.S.?
No, we don't.
Maybe Pennsylvania or somewhere there? No?
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I thought it was more of a European thing. I could be wrong, and I know they've to preserve them, they've moved them a lot. You guys have some, right?
In Slovakia, a lot. Slovakia, Poland, Ukraine, a lot of Stave churches here. Pretty well.
Right. I'm not really a religious person, so that's not part of the appeal. I think it was more of just the aesthetic and just how it looked. You know, it's just made. You know, and so when I was thinking of an idea of what to name my project, it just kept coming back at me. So I thought, you know, I'll just do that. My first thought was just Stave Church, and then I think I was looking for something, and that was already taken. So I put the in front of it. I stuck with that, and I really like the what has come out of the images from those or from those churches. This project is only a couple of years old, and
when did you start?
I started in 2018, and so a while back I bought Reason and ended up not doing anything with it. I had a friend of mine who said, you know, hey, you should get Reason and, you know, see what you can do with it. So I bought it and never did anything with it, and years passed, and so I got into GarageBand and really liked that. And then the next logical level is Logic, and so I got into that. And I guess what I was listening to at the time, I was thinking, I think I could do this, you know, and like piece it together. So my background is I started playing drums when I was 13, and so that was my main instrument. So I thought, you know, I could pick up some keyboards, but in a minimal way, which is perfect for the style of music that I like and actually want to play. You know, I thought, well, this can't be that hard. Well, I mean, it is pretty hard. But yeah, that's how it kind of got started. And my first song idea was Not Quite Right. That seemed to go off pretty well. Fabrizio made it like track of the day, which I was shocked that anybody would even like it at all, you know. And so I'm very grateful to him.
Just to clarify, Fabrizio Lusso is the man behind the White Light, White Heat magazine. So it's in my opinion, the best source for dark alternative music.
I totally agree, and it's. I love his weekly lists. I can't wait till Tuesdays when they come out, and it's just really a joy just to go down the list and take a listen to these. And what a great thing for our like music community.
Yes, definitely, I agree. Till now, you have released a lot of singles. You did this a lot, to release just one song on Bandcamp, and then an EP, This Dark Place.
That was my first attempt of even you know, trying to make a album of sorts or an EP of sorts. Actually, yeah, I got a great review of that from. Is this a plug? Obscura Undead. The group out of Florida. They're really fantastic, and they've grown quite a bit, which is very nice to see.
Yeah, I've listened to some of their streams. It's very interesting how they make it. So are you working now on an album?
I really haven't planned to do that. I think it's more fun to work on singles and just release singles, you know.
I figured that, actually. You seem to prefer the single releases, no?
I don't really get to have a whole lot of time to spend on this. So it seems like an album would take, you know, maybe a year or something. I also get really excited after I complete a song. I'm like, I'm just going to put it out there, and I have been overexcited and put stuff out there way before I should have. Learning that, you know, don't get too excited about it. Just listen to it for a while and see how you can make it better.
We can release any time on the internet.
Right.
And it's funny because in the beginning of popular music, it was the same. It was singles. It was not albums. I think the first album was Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
Huh.
And Beatles were the second or something like this. Yeah? But it was not from the beginning there, the album. Have you ever played live?
I have not.
Are you planning to?
I would like to at some point. The closest thing so far that I've done live is the Gothic Pogo Festival. So and that's for tomorrow actually. So I was only asked, I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago, if I could do that, and I wasn't really geared up for that, so I had to gear up like really fast. I've been given about 15 minutes, walking in shadows, forever, and not quite right, actually.
You've recorded it at home, while you play and sing, or?
Yeah. So I have a space above our garage, which I kind of transformed within the last couple of weeks into like a studio. Unfortunately, there's no AC up there, so it's it gets really hot. It's been a real challenge to kind of get that together, but a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I really like how Forever is coming because it has a way different sound, as far as the keyboards.
Sounds like a song by John Fox.
Yeah, but yeah, this version kind of sounds, actually to me, kind of sounds a little more loungier. I think it's just because of the keyboards that were used, and I actually got my wife to play the bass line of that song on. She's a much better keyboard player than I am. She actually plays the bass line on that song for the festival. So I'm really excited about that. She actually sang on Shattered. I would like to play live, and knowing that she wouldn't be able to do that every show or whatever, I would need to figure out a way to do this by myself.
You have to develop a certain style how to do this. I've seen some amazing one-man or one-woman projects.
Right, yeah.
Think of Mata Raya or Soft Riot. Soft Riot was described as an octopus on stage because he's all over.
Yeah, he's super entertaining for sure.
Yes, he's great.
I guess I wouldn't mind playing live. I would probably prefer just to stay in the home studio.
I understand.
I'm no sound engineer at all, and I've struggled, as far as the sound engineering part. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it's a total learning process, and it's fun, but it can be a little frustrating too, because if that's the last thing that you need to do to complete a song and you just can't do it, it gets a little frustrating.
Yeah, but it's a DIY thing, learning by doing. Lots of things I've learned since I started to create music. It's really every day something new. That's the interesting part of it. The way is more interesting than the goal. You can hear this for a lot of bands, that when they start, they sound like Joy Division or The Cure. There's nothing wrong with that, but you hear the development as they progress, as they find their own tune. This is what I like. This is one of the biggest pleasures for me as a music critic, to see a band developing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Good. For the end, I would like to talk with you about Wave Noir. It's a new thing. Like Bruce, me, and a couple of other people founded a music collective. It's not the label, but it's a bit similar. We unite our promotional efforts. We hope to get easier heard in this jungle that the internet is. And also we offer projects for other musicians. For example, our first project is a Venus in Furs tribute. Venus in Furs is a great band from the 80s, post-punk new wave band. And I was very impressed with Bruce's contribution. It definitely was great. You've told me that you were quite nervous when you sent it. But I think it's just awesome.
Well, thank you so much. I was super honored to be a part of this project for sure. And yes, I was definitely very nervous. You're working with somebody else's creation, and you want to do it justice. I was very, very nervous, but that was an absolute blast to work on. I had such a good time working on that. What a fun project. I can't wait to hear the whole thing. And I'm super excited about the collective too. I think it's a great idea, and I think it's going to be good for everybody. And future projects, I think it just opens the door for a lot of great things.
Yeah, the second project is Tango Dark. So new wave mixed with tango rhythms. Like, for example, Venus in Fur's song, His Master's Voice, or Joy Division's Decades.
Right, yeah, that's going to be very interesting, I think. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I hope to have you also on board. Thank you very much for this very nice talk. I really enjoyed it.
It was fun, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
And I would like to invite you also for a Café Savetier, to have a beer or a coffee. We talk about music history.
That sounds great. I would love that.
Yeah, I think you're exactly the guy for that.
Yeah, I would love that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Bruce Courtney, the Stave Church. See you soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.